their discontent to their government. If you lose the right of protest...
Hello everyone, welcome back to 24/7 News Buzz, your trusted channel for real updates, truth, and fearless reports from across the Zoo Nation and the Southeast. Today we'll bring you a powerful story surrounding the case of Nnamdi Kanu, the aftermath of the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest, and the deep revelations shared by his lawyer, Barrister Aloy Ejimakor. There has been a lot of talk, emotions, and questions, but we have the real breakdown of what truly happened, what was revealed, and what this could mean for the movement going forward. Make sure you stay with us till the end. This is one update you can't afford to miss. And before we dive in, please don't forget to subscribe to 24/7 News Buzz, like this video, turn on your notification bell, and share it with others so more people can stay informed and aware of the truth. Now let's get straight into the full story and watch the video.
The protest was directed against the executive decision of the federal government to prosecute Nnamdi Kanu. Protest is a communicative measure taken by citizens in a democracy to express their discontent to their government. If you lose the right of protest to your government, peaceful protest, then what is the essence of democracy? I won 3 victories from Nnamdi Kanu. One before the Abia State High Court, one before the Federal High Court in Romaya, and one before the Enugu State High Court. The Southeast will continue to struggle politically. Unfortunately, we are politically disadvantaged in this country since the end of the war. So IPOB numbers in the millions of members and followers and sympathizers. So for any discussion of how to move Southeast forward, I think there has to be a consideration that they be brought to the table. And how best can you bring them to the table than bringing their leader, Nnamdi Kanu? P2B has publicly called for a halt to the prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu. So why do they keep looking for him? The buck stops at President Tinubu's table. If he does not free Nnamdi Kanu, he can forget the votes of people of Southeast. Unless there's another plan. They are not going to win Southeast without freeing Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah. What was the experience like?
The experience was traumatic. Anybody that tells you otherwise is in denial. It actually didn't start at Kuje. Kuje is the second phase in the whole saga. It started at Abattoir, the notorious detention facility at the SARS of Gusape, that area. That's where it started on Monday, the other Monday, 20th. So it was more traumatic at the police cell than it was at Kuje. So going to Kuje was more of graduating from a very terrible situation to something a bit less terrible. At the SARS detention facility in Abuja, overnight we were cramped into a 14 by 12 room. All of us, all 13 detainees, myself, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, and the others, were cramped in that room. It has only one toilet, and it has like 3 or 4 steps that are supposed to double for bed. There's nothing there, so you just have to lay down. So it didn't, contain all of us in terms of lying down. So most of us had to sit it out the whole night, and that most of us, included me particularly, I couldn't find myself lying on that, hard concrete floor overnight. So I just sat it out, almost in a fetal position like this, and it was quite traumatic. About 7:30 in the morning, the following day, they came for us, and of course we didn't have telephone privileges, so nobody knew where we were. We were taken initially to the police CID headquarters in Gariki, and they led people to believe that's where we were. So somewhere along the line, in the late of the night, when it was about 7:30 in the evening, they just ordered us out came out, they deployed tear gas against us. It was very perplexing and baffling. I don't know why we would deploy tear gas against people you already have in custody at the force headquarters. And one of them was deployed very close to me. So the entire fume in great volumes, got inhaled into my lungs, and I lost my voice. I'm still trying to get my voice back. That was the second one that was deployed at me personally. The first one was at the point of arrest or interdiction. So all of that got taken in, and I think I'm struggling with some kind of respiratory issues right now. I just came from my doctor, and that's the diagnosis. You can see the cast where they, access my veins to do some intravenous treatment. So that's how it happened. And they took us from Abattoir, that is the SARS, early in the morning, around 7:30, and drove us all the way to Kuje, and nobody told us where we were going. We were all perplexed and confused, and that we had no way of informing our people where we were. And they were looking for us all over Abuja until we got to Kuje. So you begin to wonder, while you get arrested in Wuse and Otako and get taken to Kuje magistrate for arraignment the following day, when we have about 20 or maybe 15 magistrate courts closer to the location of arrest. So your guess is as good as mine. So when we got there, the magistrate wouldn't let us say any word. I told the magistrate I'm a lawyer. He said, well, I know who you are. There was another lawyer amongst us, one barrister, Okere. He wouldn't let him speak. He said, well, you will not address me as lawyers because you are not dressed. We said, okay, we are suspects. Can we take a plea and apply for bail? He said, well, somebody got up and said, one lady lawyer got up and said, their counsel is on the way. Maybe your Lord, my Lord, whatever, your worship, can we take a stand down for 20 minutes? Their counsel, Barrister Masu, is on the way. He just shook his head and got angry. I don't know what made him angry, whether it was contrived or real. He just ordered us remanded till Friday to Kuje Correctional Facility. That's what happened. Very baffling. So we were headed away from the courtroom. We were all confused. That's how the justice system got so dispensed, so unjustly and so quickly, that a suspect, a defendant, no more had any right to take a plea. That's a basic right you have when you are produced in court. Tell me what I did so I can answer guilty or not guilty. Guilty, you are sentenced. It ends. Not guilty, then you apply for bail. Either your bail application is denied or is granted, but not giving you or affording you the opportunity to take that plea is the most egregious assault at the constitutional requirement of fair hearing.
All right. One is tempted to ask, why were you arrested and where were you arrested?
They said we disobeyed order of a public officer. By interpretation, it meant there was some court order against the protest that we ostensibly or allegedly disobeyed. The order was never served. Before the protest, the initiator of the protest was Omoyele Sowore. I supported the protest as a Nigerian, as an upstanding Nigerian, as an Igbo man, as somebody who believes in justice. I supported it openly. Okay, I went around with Sowore to drum up support for the protest. It was supposed to be peaceful protest. And we did apply to the police, and it was approved. They went to court to get a court order to stop the protest in its tracks. The judge refused. They pressured, so the judge gave a limited order that the protest could go on. But the judge created a perimeter beyond which the protest cannot go. And it was named, in particular, Shehu Shagari Way, the three-arm zone that includes the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal, and Aso Rock and National Assembly. That was all. I was arrested behind Transcorp Hilton Hotel along with others. Showore was with me. I don't know how he managed to escape in that whole billow of smoke, of tear gas and all that. I think there was a vehicle that was passing by. He managed to jump into the vehicle. The driver opened the door and he jumped in, and something like that. Otherwise, he would have been arrested on the spot. I was with him shoulder to shoulder. So we were around the intersection of Ahmad Bello and Adetugumba Ademola in Wuse. He fell outside the perimeter that the court ordered that you shouldn't go. Right around where you turn onto a small street to go into the EFCC, and those two hotels that have the same name on the left, that was where we were. I was there. My vehicle was parked. My driver was inside. I came out and I was calling Showore on the phone. He asked me, where are you? I told him where I was. So he came. The moment he got there, we got together. A small crowd formed around us. People that came with him, and others, and so on and so forth. And we just started shouting, yelling, sloganeering peacefully. Free Nnamdi Kanu, free Nnamdi Kanu, free Nnamdi Kanu. I think maybe they had a scout somewhere around there. There was no police in sight. There was no police cordon. There was no police contingent anywhere around. But apparently they had a scout. So the scout went all the way to the Hilton, Transport Hilton and Jerry Ghana Junction where they were, and told him that these people are over there yelling the slogan of protest. So they deployed from that side and started pursuing us. They came to us, we didn't go to them. We were way outside the perimeter, 2 kilometers away from the perimeter, beyond which the court order said we shouldn't go. So they brought their violence to us. It was a violent arrest, interdiction, forceful, even though the protesters were under their control because they had so many vehicles and so many well-armed police officers. I don't know what they were doing with loaded weapons, and almost each one of them was carrying canisters of tear gas, and they were shooting this thing indiscriminately to the point that it affected some of them. One of the officers was yelling, "Take it easy, take it easy." But the ones that had gone mad with impunity and draconism would not listen. They kept shooting and shoving people around and so on and so forth.
So that is the full video of what really happened, and a shocking revelation made by Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, Aloy Ejimako. But we would love to hear from you. Do you believe this new revelation will change the direction of Nnamdi Kanu's legal battle? What message do you think the protesters were truly sending to the Zoo government? And most importantly, what do you think comes next for Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafran struggle? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. We will read every single one of them. Don't forget to subscribe to 24/7 News Boss, like and share this video to keep spreading the truth. Until next time, stay informed, stay safe.